Recording in progress.
Peace and love, peace and love, peace and love. How's everybody feeling, man? But peace and love. You're now rocking to the sounds and vibrations of your boy, DONKILAM. Also known as Kilam. As always, prosperity is your divine birthright. Just want to drop some game, man. We top floor, penthouse suites, man. Balcony right behind me. Y'all see it. But I want to teach y'all a game today. Now is the time to take notes, okay? Now is the time to take notes. I'm gonna give y'all real life, not play life, and back it up with facts. Because a lot of these gurus that y'all follow are teaching y'all the wrong shit, and y'all still follow them. They're still paying car notes anyways, and teaching you how to get out of debt, but they got car notes. You understand? That's one thing that I do not agree with. Like, they're paying taxes, and they're telling you don't have to pay taxes, it's voluntary. The main thing about this stuff is you got to learn it. You got to learn it yourself. And we're going to start with the authentication process. Okay? I'm going to type something in. Let me see. What does it mean to get a signature authenticated? Because this is the first place I go. This is the first place I think when I think authentication, okay? So we're going to start there because that's the first place I heard it, okay? So, make sure I'm sharing my screen. If y'all haven't tapped in, I got my online school, school.com/DONKILAM, SKOOL.com/DONKILAM, or you can text private life to 702-200-4900. Again, you can text private life to 702-200-4900. Now, to get a signature authenticated means a professional third party has officially verified that a signature is genuine and belongs to the person it's attributed to. So, it's an original signature. So, this is especially important in the collectible markets where the presence of fake autographs is common, but it's also required for certain legal documents to be considered valid. All right? So that's where we're going to start with it. So, first of all, first things first, the signature is original and authentic, okay? So if you were to, I need everybody just to think right now. Just think right now. If you were to get your birth certificate authenticated, isn't your birth certificate already a certified copy? I'm going to say that again. If you were to get your birth certificate authenticated, the one in the United States, wouldn't that mean that it's a certified copy? You never get the original. So I'm going to start there. Before I even break down rules, law, I need people to think. How can you authenticate a copy of a signature? And why would you want to? And that's what's going on. If you understand this, I need a fire emoji, a 100, something. I need to know that you're comprehending what I'm laying down because this is simple groundwork right here. Your birth certificate is a certified copy. So first of all, the certification, which I'm going to get to later, means it's already been authenticated because it's certified. So certified is authentication. Now, secondly, it's a copy. You do not have the original. It's a copy. And this is trust law. The grantor gets the original. You are not the grantor. And then I'm going to move on. So do not authenticate, we create. We do not authenticate before we create. You create what you're going to use in commerce, and then you get it authenticated. If you're going to use something in the public, because the public sector is part of the economy that the government controls, I'm going to get to that, okay? I'm going to get to that. So I need you to understand this. The whole purpose of the Cestui Que Vie Trust, I know you're under the Cestui Que Vie Trust because you're identifying with the birth certificate. You're identifying with the Social Security number. This is how I know you're part of the Cestui Que Vie Trust. This is how I know that you're a U.S. citizen. Those are your documents. How do I know you're a U.S. citizen? And United States business means a United States citizen. 15 U.S.C. 4724 E1. So you have to understand this. The term United States business means United States citizen. I know you're doing business with the United States. I know that you're a United States citizen by the documents that you use. The Cestui Que Vie trust, the birth certificate, the social security number. That shows that you're a Roman slave. The birth certificate proves that you're a Roman slave. So if you're all getting it authenticated, this proves that you're a slave. You're a shareholder within the business, but this shows what your rights are. You get a certified copy. I'm telling you, the grantor and trustees are treated way differently. You're not going to get slave documents. You get documents that show that you're in control. Now, the public system is a little bit different. The public system, you're always going to be a slave. You're always looking for the handout. It's the Cestui Que Vie. It's the Cestui Que Vie trust, the Cestui Que Vie Act, okay? That derives from the Cestui Que Vie Act. And Cestui Que Vie means the beneficiary of a trust or an insurance policy. So with that being stated, hold your questions. I'm not answering questions. You'll get kicked out. So if you understand that the Cestui Que Vie trust is the beneficiary of a trust or insurance policy, you're the beneficiary of this trust. That means you can only be in beneficiary use only. So if you're getting this birth certificate authenticated, it's proven, authentication, that you can only be in beneficiary use of this trust because that's what certificate is used for. You cannot legally be a trustee in this trust unless you're the government corporation. Only corporations at a certain status, okay? When you're using the birth certificate, when you're using Social Security trust, this is putting you in a status of a slave, a status of a sole proprietor, and you're always liable. It's all about obligations and liability. And when you're at this with the birth certificate, when you're using the Social Security card, you're using the state ID, this is putting you at a status of you can only be the beneficiary. You're taking benefits now. This is proving your managerial position as a sole proprietor. Your obligations belong to the United States now. Because now that's United States business. You're an employee of the United States. Now I want to break down the 10 rules of commerce. Because y'all need to realize these things. Y'all need to realize these things. Number one is the only thing you need to understand. You can only control what you create. Who created this public trust? Not you. Everybody knows it started in 1933. Everybody talks about HJR 192, all debts are prepaid. So you need to understand this is a debt discharge mechanism trust. That it's an insurance policy that benefits the United States government. Because everything is backed by your labor when you utilize these things. Your assets back the trust. Your labor backs the trust. Because you're using the birth certificate. Because you're using Social Security number. Because you're using the ID. You can only control what you create. Number two, you cannot control what you did not create. So how can you control a birth certificate if your family didn't create it? Those are not your signs. Those are not your symbols. Can I get a 100? Can I get a fire emoji? I need to know that y'all following along. Because a lot of y'all are out here misguided. Y'all sit here using UCC1s. Is that your form that you created? Because I'm going to go straight to it. I'm going to go straight to the UCC1 now. A UCC1 is a statement, a legal form filed by a creditor to publicly announce a security interest in a debtor's personal belongings. Personal, let's start there. Personal belongings, personal property. Creating a public record that establishes their claim to the collateral. Anytime you're dealing with public records, you're dealing with the government. It provides notice to other creditors that a specific asset or set of assets is being used as collateral for a loan. A UCC1 doesn't create a lien itself, but it provides notice of one that already exists through a security agreement. So a UCC1 doesn't even create a lien. The public sector includes all government-controlled organizations from local to federal levels that provide services like education, public safety, and healthcare to the public. It's distinct from the private sector. The private sector is the part of the economy that the government does not control. A public record is any document or information created or received by a government agency that is not considered confidential and made available to the public. And what's the public? The public sector is the part of the economy that the government controls.
Public sector. Public sector.
Hold on. Make sure my people can hear it out there.
Public sector. Public sector. Public sector.
Public sector. The part of the economy that is controlled by the government. See if we can read that out loud. Now, I need y'all to understand this. I need y'all to understand this. I need y'all to understand this. Your birth certificate's already authenticated. Certified copy is a duplicate of a primary document that is endorsed by a governmental or independent agency to guarantee its authenticity. Authentic. It's already authentic because it's certified. This is your certified copy to prove that you're a slaveholder. You're a slave. A certificate, when you start understanding trading, when you start understanding real business, you'll understand that when you hold a certificate, that proves what your rights are for. Some shareholders don't have the right to vote. You understand? People don't even know where the word rights come from. A shareholder is a person, company, or institution that owns at least one share of a company's stock or a mutual fund. Shareholders' rights include the right to vote on major corporate decisions like electing directors, receiving dividends, and a claim on assets in liquidation. Although specific rights were varied depending on the type of stock, common versus preferred, and company agreements, shareholders also have the rights to inspect company records, sue for misconduct, and in some cases receive a portion of the company's remaining assets if it liquidates, though creditors are paid first. Are y'all understand?
Sorry, I don't understand.
Hold up, Siri listening. But look, shareholder rights include the rights to vote on major corporate decisions, like electing directors, receiving dividends, and a claim on assets in liquidation. Although specific rights vary depending on the type of stock, common versus preferred, and company agreements. So when you're signing these agreements, you're giving away rights. When you're making agreements with the government, you're giving away rights. You have to understand what is going on. You have to understand and overstand. When there's overpayments, this is why you get dividend claims. It's just it moves. They have their own rules. They have their own definitions in the public sector. It's different than the private, but the private creates the public. I hope this is making sense for everybody. If it's not, go ahead and log off because I'll put it as simple as can be. This stuff is watered down. You have to understand business. You live in a capitalist society. That's what people are not understanding. You were born in the game. You were born a business owner, okay? Now, you don't want to be an owner. You do not want to be an owner. You want to own nothing, control everything. It's all about control and getting rid of liability and obligations. You have to understand how they get you. How they even get you is because you're liable for a tax. And when you understand the difference between the public and the private, you will understand that everything is a tax. And in the private, you're not liable for a tax. Only U.S. citizens are liable for taxes. When you go to court, it's because of a tax. Court means any court created by the Congress of the United States, including the United States Tax Court. Everything is taxes. This is why you must understand business. The term United States business means a United States citizen. The United States is a federal corporation. And you have to maneuver as such. They have turned you into a business to provide for the United States bankruptcy. They turned you in something called an SPV, a special purpose vehicle. Your name is considered a sole proprietor, okay? So when people say, go after the name, da da da, if you're not in the right capacity, if you're not in the right status, they're going to hit you. You're going to be boop, blop, bams. When you understand special purpose vehicles, they're using your labor because the parent company is bankrupt. You're considered the child. You're considered a child of the parent company, which is the United States Corporation. So, back to the rules. You can only control what you create. All commerce is based on title. Number 3. The true title to anything is a manufacturer's statement of origin. So, the manufacturer can only create the true title. So that could be your tribe, that could be your church, that could be your mom, that could be your family. You understand? Y'all got questions? Text private life to 702-200-4900 because I'm going to kick you out my shit. It's crazy. It's crazy. I got to keep doing y'all like this. You slow motherfuckers. Then I say take notes. When real niggas in your presence take notes, shut the fuck up. I'm giving y'all game because your people is telling you, authenticate the birth certificate, file UCC1, and ain't none of them getting no motherfucking money off that shit. Ain't nobody fucking getting ahead in life trying to claim a birth certificate. The Amish don't do it. Billion dollar. Let's see. The Amish does not do it. So shut the up. Shut up. It's a $1 billion corporation. I'm just trying to find where, if we can Google this. On to the next one, okay? On to the next one. The Amish is worth some paper, all right? The Mormons are worth $293 billion as a community. Jehovah's Witnesses. They're one of the organizations that have $50 billion in assets. Last year, they spent over $25 million on disaster relief around the world to help fellow believers. That's some paper, boy. They giving away millions, billions. Millions and billions. It's hard to find everything, you know what I'm saying? I just want you to see how much this community is worth. These communities are worth billions. They're in the billions. $265 billion. It says, but they put it closer to about $47.24 billion due to limited public data. When you're in the private, you do not put your private data in the public. You have the right to privacy. I need y'all to understand this, okay? Evidence about public records. Evidence that a document was recorded or filed in a public office. So authentication is a document that was recorded or filed in public office. So you can, if you create a business, you can authenticate documents yourself. I'm not going to get deep on that though. But I would only authenticate something I created. Tribal birth certificates, baby land deeds can be authenticated. Affidavits of birth, patents of nativity. I'm just trying to show y'all this shit is real. A patent of nativity is a document that certifies the birthplace of a person and or their family, similar to a nativity certificate. While a patent of nativity may not be a formal government issued document like nativity certificates, it functions as a sworn statement or declaration. Let's type in nativity certificate. A nativity certificate is a government issued document that certifies an individual's origin or the family's origin in a specific state. Let's go. A nativity certificate. Look at this. This is hard. That's hard. First time I've used that, you've seen that. That's hard. But we use affidavits of live birth. You can create a family. You got to understand, you come from a family. You come from a tribe. The United States corporation is a public family. Being a citizen is a public slave family. You understand? A lot of people are not understanding this, though. You're bringing up the Bible, the lowest form in the Bible, in the family Bible. You have to be royalty. When you're as a United States citizen, they do not claim pads of nobility. Number 5, the only true title to number 4, the only true title to anything is a manufacturer statement of origin. Number 5. Understand this shit. When you register anything, you give up title. You register a fucking UCC1, you just gave up title to whatever the fuck assets you put on there. You register your children, you register the birth certificate, all that shit. You just gave up the title of who you are. And y'all sit here and y'all want to authenticate this bullshit. Let's get it authenticated. Let's fill out their documents. The fuck? Are you not your own government? If you're sovereign, you're not going to keep using their fucking forms. Gotta get serious about this shit. It's the only thing y'all understand. Quit being scared. Y'all keep doing bullshit. That's why it's still made publicly available. That's why everything that you think you're supposed to be following is still made publicly available. Because it's not the right shit. Straight up. Get around private families. Motherfuckers really living this motherfucking life. Straight up ask them questions. Go to their stores. All these private families have their own store. The Amish have fucking grocery stores. Go to them. Find them. Go holler at the Mormons. You ain't got to become one. Go intertwine, definitely intertwine with the Jehovah's Witnesses. They in tune like a motherfucker. The higher ups of the Jehovah's Witnesses, everybody got good bad about what the fuck is going on in life. You're doing good, you're doing bad shit too. You're a fucking sinner too. Understand that. Do not judge. Pay attention to the message, not the messenger. Get around some fucking Jehovah's Witnesses. They are living the fucking life and they got paper. They getting money, living tax exempt. They're not paying the motherfucking man. They said, fuck the man. Just like you. This is why you're here. You said, fuck the government. They work with the system. But they're not paying the fucking system. You understand? They understand rule number 6. There is no money. Only fiat currency and credit. Number 7. There is no involuntary servitude. Number 8, first in line is first in time. Now, I'm gonna try to make this make more motherfucking sense now, because it's a simple shit, and y'all still be looking dumb and confused. This is why I do not like fucking with the public. It says text private life to 702-200-4900. It don't say shit about calling me. If you call me and get ready to click links, motherfucker. I'm not answering your goddamn questions. It's not a Google search engine. I'm not your daddy. You could have asked your daddy for free. If your daddy didn't teach you the right shit, you're not part of the private fucking family. It's that fucking simple. Get around a private family. Sorry, your dad's a slave. He didn't teach you shit. You understand? Your mom didn't teach you shit. They're part of the slave family. They're part of the uninformed families. If you need to start becoming informed and start moving correctly, you understand? It's that simple. So, if you're going to follow UCC1, you're not going to put your name, you're not going to be the creditor and the debtor. That makes no goddamn sense. When you're in the corporate system, they cannot deal, public and private do not mix. So it's going to look like the same thing. This is the alter ego doctrine. Your rights get dissolved right away. They don't even take you serious. This is why we have holding companies. All right? This is why we have trust companies. Not with our name. Private and then there's public. If a car or if a bank wants to put a lien against you, it comes from the bank. It don't come from a person. Ask questions, you get kicked out. It doesn't come from a person. It comes from a corporation. There's a way to do things. This is why Warren Buffett has family foundations. This is why Mark Zuckerberg has family foundations. Warren Buffett's wife still takes care of shit. She's been passed away. Susan Thompson Buffett Foundation. The Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. It's that simple. Your holding company, your foundation, they claim the assets. That's what they do. That's what a holding company does. They hold assets. Number 7, there's no involuntary servitude. Number 8, first in lines, first in time. Number 9, do not interfere with commerce. And number 10, allow nothing to come between you and your creator. So I need y'all to understand, overstand about the truth about authentication. You authenticate why? It's a certified copy. It's already been authenticated, and it's not yours. Who created the goddamn trust? It wasn't you. So quit trying to claim it. I hope that makes sense. You can only control what you create. You are not the grantor of this trust. You are a Cestui Que Vie use. And this is why you get blue block blammed every time. You need to learn how to be a creator. We create our family foundations. We create our own living trust, if that's what you want to do. Holding companies, non-grantor, irrevocable, discretionary, spendthrift trust. You understand? Our holding companies in the 5 charge and order protection states. We are not operating as a sole proprietor. When you're using these documents, you're in Cestui Que Vie use, and you're at a sole proprietorship. You are the owner of the tax. You're already in beneficiary use when you're using the birth certificate as identity. Can you hand down things to your future generations with a Social Security number? No, the Social Security number dies with you. So this is not a trust to skip generations. This is not a trust to hand down future generational wealth. It's that simple. It belongs to the government. It's a trust that's going to hand over personal property to the government. When you file the UCC-1, now that asset belongs to the government. A UCC-1 is not a lien. It provides evidence for a lien. Why would you want to snitch on yourself and say you got assets and put that in the public record? It makes no sense to a higher up entrepreneur. It makes no sense to a millionaire or a billionaire that has B's in the bank. You know, if you're at a small, minute level, if you're operating like this, you cannot get past that energy field to even move to the next stage. It's own nothing, control everything. Privacy is the key. It's called private banking for a reason. If you're not a private banker if you're placing things on the public records. That's not what private banks do. You understand? You have to learn how to operate truthfully with unincorporated associations, family foundations, and holding companies. That's how the elite move, and that's how you stay private. We do not authenticate birth certificates. We don't even utilize the birth certificate. We create our own identity documents. We got nativity certificates now that we learned about today, patents of nativity, affidavits of birth. You even got tribal birth certificates, family records, family Bibles. That's all a Bible is a family document. You understand? People think family Bibles belong to the Christian family, and it's no. But you got to understand the Christian Bible is a family lineage of kings. And the living word is in red. So you're still under black and white when you're in the public system. That means you're part of a dead entity. Your word is not alive. You're using black and white documents. Your word is not alive. You're not part of the book of life. You have to learn how to create your own private documents. You got to understand the private family foundation is a record. It's a record book. So you're keeping track of your private family. And I hope that makes sense because I can't make it no simpler. Text private life to 702-200 4900. Again, text Private Life to 702-200-4900 or tap into the school at skool.com/DONKILAM. skool.com/DONKILAM. Much peace and love.